Hello and welcome to my glute workout. So what are the glutes? The glutes are basically your butt muscles right here, which are really important. They do a couple of things: internal rotation, external rotation, abduction, and adduction. And in our daily life, we normally use these glute muscles less because when we walk, we use more our hamstrings are here and the quadriceps because we do movements to the front and we don't really do a movement to the back, which are really important for the glutes so they're stabilized and strong. Okay, let's start on lying on our backs and your feet are more or less hip distance or say hand distance apart. And then from here we start a little warm up. We go with the hip lift. So start with this articulation of your spine. So the first part which is leaving the mat is your hips, and the last part which is touching the mat is also your hips. And up. Try to make this articulation as big as possible. Okay, let's do that one last time, just also to engage the glute muscles, hamstrings, and all the way down. Good. From here, we're going to do another hip lift, but this time we keep the spine like a board. So no articulation, pelvis up, and pelvis down. And make sure that or what helps me is that I press my feet down into the mat. So I feel these glute muscles and these hamstrings. Good. And the last time, let's stay here for 1 second and let's talk about this position. What sometimes happens is that we hyperextend our upper part of our spine. So hopefully you can see that from here. Try to avoid that because we're looking for stabilization or for stabilization, that's the right word. And from here, so close your rib cage like this. Then from here, tuck your pelvis slightly. And then you have the feeling as you would pull your feet toward you like this. Good. And stay there. And maybe press your feet even more into the mat and lift your pelvis up. Hold it there for a little bit because we're trying to memorize, because we taught our body a new muscle functionality. So from here, hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then you bring your pelvis all the way back down. And remember that feeling. Only lift your right leg up to 90 degrees tabletop and you can flex your foot. From here now, I would like you to keep your right leg here and press with the left foot down. And we lift our pelvis up again, maintaining this position from before, but closing the rib cage, tucking your pelvis slightly, and you pull this time only this one foot slightly towards you, as if you would move the mat towards your head and down. And again, no articulation of your spine, just press your foot down. And ideally, you heels a little bit more and in comparisons to your toes. We have 3, good, and 2, nice, and last time. Keep your pelvis lifted here. Good. From there, we only extend your right leg up and bend. Good. And keep this pelvis on the same position or lift it higher up. We have last 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Bring everything back down. And don't worry, we do a stretch, but let's go directly to the other side because I would like you to keep that muscle function what we just talked about a couple seconds ago. So lift your left leg up to 90 degrees tabletop, flex your foot, and press your right foot down, up, your pelvis again, and down. We continue, and it might be possible that you feel a difference in between these two legs. That's normal because we always have this little bit disbalance, not disbalance, imbalance, so there's always a right and a left. We're looking for this 100% that we have that we try to achieve both sides the same kind of power, but it's almost impossible to achieve that, but we're aiming for that. And last one, keep your pelvis lifted, and this time extend your left leg as much as you can. If it doesn't extend all the way, that's totally fine. But keep your pelvis lifted up here and here, or someone you have a needle, someone is poking you here, if that helps for you too. And one. Good. Bring your feet back down and hug your knees into your chest and slightly rock side to side if that's okay for you. Good. From here, try to find a comfortable way to come up to a seated position, because we're going to go into our all fours position. And from here, we start again. Maybe we go a little bit more in the front of our mat because we need some space behind us. From here, let's do these things what we try to avoid. So there's this movement of this cat stretch. So you extend your spine, you can lift your head slightly up and then make yourself as round as possible. Yeah, that feels good after this exercise before on the mat. Okay, and last time round it, feel your maximum curve and the maximum of the extension of your spine, because if you're looking for this middle position of our spine, good. Stay there and pull this belly button slightly in so you feel a little bit of action around your belly button. From there, what we also try to avoid in our next exercise is that you bring your shoulder blades together and you bring them a little bit apart, but keep your belly lifted, spine stays straight, arms are extended, and just move your shoulder blades away from each other and towards each other. Good. And last time. And also from here, try to find this middle position. So it helps when I press my hand a little down, and also this feeling that I want to pull this or move these hands to the outside of the mat. So we find this ideal neutral spine and neutral shoulder. Good. From there, let's go. And we're lifting we're extending our right leg to the back. The toes are slightly touching the mat, so already a little bit of activity. And lift your leg up and lower it down. Have a look to me for 1 second. We try to avoid this hyperextension of your spine. So try to keep that here, tuck your pelvis slightly, and as you can see, I can't lift my legs higher than that. It's not my legs, it's only one leg, and up and down. And for me, also the height is not important. I would like you to feel this length of the leg. So as if you would reach with your toe the wall behind you. 2, good. And last time, keep not your pelvis, this time is your leg lifted. Bend your leg and flex your foot. The same almost position what we had before on our back. From here, bring your leg down, your knee is slightly touching the mat, and then you lift it up again, as if you will press with your foot the ceiling up. Also, watch again your shoulders and your spine is straight. Up, press it up. 4, 3, 2, and last time, keep your leg lifted. Stay there. Can you lift your leg a little higher? What we're going to do is little 8 pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a pause. Bring this leg back down, and then you can sit with your pelvis onto your heels if that's comfortable for you, and maybe shake or move your wrists, or stay in this all fours position if you have knee problems, for example, and do cat stretch. So round your back and extend your back. Good. Good news, we did one side. Bad news, we have to do the other side. Okay, let's go back into the all fours position and find this nice neutral shoulder and neutral spine, and this time extend the other leg behind you. Toes are slightly touching the mat. Again, lift up, reach away with your toes as if you were trying to touch the wall behind you. Up, make it long. The height is not so important. We go for 4 and 3, and 2, and 1. Keep your leg lifted, bend it, flex your foot, and try to keep your leg as parallel as possible. Sometimes the knee wants to go towards the outside. Let's stay there. And then from here, we bring this leg down, the knee is slightly touching the mat, and press it back up. And again, I realize my knee wants to go towards the outside. The knee wants to do this one. It's also called the Pilates dog. I call it the Pilates dog, but it's just not. Try to avoid that. And if you do a smaller movement, smaller range of motion, that's totally fine for me. And again, I also realized I was arching just a little bit, so just remind yourself to get these glutes, hamstrings active, and your spine neutral. Good. Last time, keep your leg lifted, press it up as much as you can, and 8 last little pulses. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring your leg back down and go again. Sit with your pelvis on your heels, move your hands a little bit, or stay in the all fours position and do your cat stretch. Good. That was from here quite a bit of work for our glutes and hamstrings. Let's do a quick stretch. So you can stay also longer after that. I don't want to stay or talk about too much stretch. So one way would be, I said the diagonal, the legs can be slightly open, and just go to the front, hold yourself here on whatever part of your leg, depending on your flexibility, and just pull slightly, flex your feet to make it a little bit more intense, and release. And it would be another one, front, hold on to your legs, and hop. Second option would be that you bend your leg, make sure that your knee is not painful. You can also bend it less, and then you go towards your extended leg, hold onto your foot, your leg, or just your hands next to you, just to feel a little stretch here and behind the extended leg. And let's do the other side. This is more or less a static stretch, so don't stay longer in that stretch than 30 seconds or 20 to 30 seconds. It's better to switch and you go back in this one and make that it's better than staying too long in that position. Just relax also here. And good. I hope you could feel your glute muscles. There was just a couple of these. There are so many other little muscles there. They're doing, if they're trained and found, they're doing a really good job, and they help you for the whole stability in your pelvis. Okay, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, I'm always looking forward hearing from them, hearing from you. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.